so interesting because I really feel like Teddy and Owen are sort of like the life partners, like the one, right? But the relationship with Scott Foley's character Henry was just absolutely incredible. It was such an interesting moment because it really tells you a lot about Teddy. I mean, that was in a moment of, oh, he doesn't have health insurance. I'm going to figure it out and problem solve and save this guy, right? That is her mentality, right? As a surgeon, as a cardiothoracic surgeon, I have trouble saying my own medical dialogue, is to save people. So I think in her moment of saving him, but then their incredible romance of falling in love and Scott Foley is such a what an incredible, fun human being. I mean, there are so many times I just couldn't keep it together. I mean, I would start laughing. There was many scenes where he was very, very ill, but this one particular scene, it was coming to light that he was like almost dying, and it was like a late Friday night, and I just couldn't, he just was making me laugh so hard, and I was supposed to be crying, and meanwhile I was like hysterically laughing. Like we couldn't keep it together. So I think Scott and I had amazing moments kind of finding the two characters together. And it was just like a really lovely, amazing romance between them. Really, when you talk about love story for me, like the Teddy and Cristina is like the biggest love story, and in the most platonic way, but like I just felt like what they were learning from each other and everything that they experienced together, and also Sandra and I working together. It was just, so that moment where after everything that they had to go through, and then the writing was so unbelievable in that moment where like she didn't know and I didn't know, my character didn't know that she was operating and they didn't tell her. It was just that is also like unbelievable Grey's Anatomy, right? And so that the reveal to tell Teddy that Henry was dead and Sandra's performance in that was just extraordinary.
Forgot that her and Mark hooked up.
Oh my God, so did I! There was like a moment I totally forgot about it. But yeah, I know, but that's also what's so funny. I mean, that's how long the show has been on. That I don't even know, I was like, does Owen even know that Teddy was with Mark?
Right. I need to find out.
Right? I mean, I think that's really, maybe he does. I think he does because I can't even remember what the storyline was. But yeah. I mean, that's where Jessica Capshaw and I had some really funny moments. There's a great scene in the elevator where, what did she say, like a party in your pants or something? She has like a really funny line, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think Teddy, and then they end up hooking up. And my very, 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 I think, first scene in the cafeteria was Owen, Callie, and Mark Sloan. And he's like eating an apple. I was like, during the scene, it's a very funny scene. Isn't that amazing? That's also why Grey's is Grey's. Because that's Teddy's mess up. I can't say the word I want to say, but right, that's the moment where she's kind of hitting rock bottom. And I think everyone, maybe not to that extent, can understand making bad choices. And so it's like when you explode your life with a bad choice, then there's consequences. So I actually just loved that, as hard as that was and that everything that Teddy went through, I think it was a really amazing growth period for Teddy. And I think it's really, I think that for whatever those reasons were, that's what Teddy needed in her life. But she just executed the choices really poorly.
Honestly, I felt bad for Owen, but I really felt bad with the voicemail that on the wedding. That to me, I felt so bad for Teddy.
I think the fans were so upset with me on that one. And not my fault. But you know what? I think also Owen and Teddy came out stronger for it and made it through. And they have such a long history, and there's something really big about forgiveness. And I think as humans, I think forgiveness is an extraordinary and difficult but freeing and amazing thing. And I think that's why they're so close now, because they've been through so much together, and that they were able to find forgiveness, which makes the relationship even more romantic. Teddy could have been more forthcoming with Owen, but that aside, that was an incredible relationship for Teddy, and that, you know, Teddy's also had just such extraordinary loss in her life, and that she is sort of that, like, Teddy so loves life that it's pretty amazing that with the loss that she's had in her life, that she does love life so much. And that relationship with Allison was so great, and it was so great to shoot it. And that episode, that standalone episode, was really, I just had such an amazing time getting to work with her. And also, that we're so many things than just one thing, right? And love is love, and it's who we're in love with. Is not for, I just, in the sense that I love that Teddy is able to feel strong and confident in who she loves, and that she has this sort of like this incredible history of being able to experience that love and different kinds of love, and that there's not a judgment on any part. And I think that that's really important, and also really great about Grey's is love, and we get to love who we want to love. Well, I don't want to go there. I think Teddy and Owen are just, they're really an amazing example of love, and then also of doing the work. They're, you know, I think we see in, you know, big movies that it's just sort of this like fall in love, and it's romantic, and it's incredible, and it's this and it's that, but then it's also this incredible deep friendship of having to navigate through the ups and downs in life, and that they're lucky enough to have partners in one another where they can get through hard times, they can enjoy the good times. Work is really, I mean, this season also, like, work is really intense between them, and Teddy's coming back from this, you know, really very difficult, you know, life situation, and I think Owen is also trying to grapple with what that meant for him. So I think that they have like just a really incredible romance, you know, that they're kind of doing it all together, and they're sort of riding the highs and the lows together. And I really admire them in the sense that, like, you know, they're these incredible surgeons who work insane hours. They understand that drive, and they respect one another to be the best surgeons that they can be. They're raising small kids. You know, I mean, there was that like hysterical episode where Bailey invites us over, and like they're fighting like cats and dogs, and they get through those moments and forgive, and yet they're madly in love. They really are madly in love, and they have been from the moment. So they have that story of, you know, that mad love crush, and then being able to build it over so many years. We are definitely like TV husband and wife. I mean, it's like, you know, work wife, work husband, and we have a tremendous also respect for one another. And it's just really a joy to work together. There's such a trust between us, and there's such a support. I mean, when I was directing my first episode last year, he was so unbelievably supportive, and you know, he's directed so many episodes, and so, you know, to be there as your work husband saying, you know, you've got this, like, you know, he just was really incredibly supportive on every front. I mean, and of course, you know, the amazing Debbie Allen was just my mentor, who was just absolutely extraordinary. I am not going to kiss and tell and pick. I think everyone was really right for Teddy in the moment that she was with them. And I've loved playing every kind of romance between each of those characters, and I feel so lucky that each of the actors too have been extraordinary. So I love all of them.
They are all great.
Well, I was a little upset with her with the cheating. I
Yeah.
mean, that was, and the cheating and the thing and the phone call and so I was frustrated that the way Teddy was going about it. But, I mean, yeah, of course it's easy to be reflective on someone's like mishaps when you're looking at it, like from above. So I think that probably was like not her best moment. I just knew, like it's funny, I just knew from the moment they were together that there was something unique and explosive and chemistry and one of a kind. So yeah, I mean, it was like sort of these like very planetary, like push, pull, come, like go away. And again, both Kevin and I have done a lot of different shows before Grey's, and so there's just also a similar work ethic and appreciation and trust. And but the way the characters were written, and then we did this flashback episode for Iraq, and that was just such an incredible moment also to go back into and play their history together. So yeah, I kind of knew from the minute. It's that thing of like when you like you fall in love from afar. I just really felt that these characters had something really unique and special.